Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. It's official, Manchester United have appointed Ralf Rangnick as the interim manager on a 6-month contract until the end of the season. Then Rangnick will take a consultancy role for a further 2 years. I hope Rangnick will be in charge for the game against Arsenal on Thursday. It's still unclear whether he will be in charge. It depends on the visa. Rangnick was the head of sports and development at Lokomotiv Moscow. Before, he's managed Schalke. Revert back to 2011, he won the German Cup with Schalke. He also got Schalke to the Champions League semi-final. He managed RB Leipzig before. He got them to the final back in 2019. Before, he's managed Stuttgart and Hoffenheim. He's been coaching for a very long time. I think he'll do really well at Manchester United. I think he'll get the best out of these group of players. I like the way he develops young players. And I think he could be capable of winning trophies. Manchester United will get a permanent manager at the end of the season. I think we'll either get Pochettino or Erik ten Hag. Now, you know the news on Mauricio Pochettino. Last week, Pochettino came out and said that he's happy at PSG and he won't let the Man United rumours distract him. Last week, PSG rejected Manchester United's approach to appoint Mauricio Pochettino. Last week, Pochettino said he was interested in the Manchester United job. And the Manchester Evening News came out and said that Man United were confident of appointing Pochettino as their next permanent manager, and Man United agreed to pay the 10 million compensation fee for Pochettino. Revert back to when Man United sacked Jose Mourinho. Manchester United should have got Pochettino then, but the club decided to go with Solskjaer instead. He is a good manager, is Pochettino, even though he's hardly won anything. I think he's won a cup at PSG. Pochettino has got a full season left on his PSG contract. He's proven in the Premier League because before he managed Tottenham, he enjoyed a 5.5-year tenure with Tottenham. He got Tottenham to their first ever Champions League final back in 2018, and when he was Tottenham manager, he nearly won the Premier League. Before he managed Southampton, he only enjoyed a short tenure at Southampton, but he still managed to guide Southampton to their highest ever finish in the Premier League. So they're the clubs he's managed in the Premier League so far, and before he managed Espanyol. Erik ten Hag, recently, he said he wants the Man United job in the summer. Ajax will not stand in his way if he wants to leave at the end of the season. Erik ten Hag is Man United's alternative target. So if Man United can't get Pochettino at the end of the season, they'll try and get ten Hag. You've got to admire what ten Hag has done at Ajax. You know, he's won a few trophies with them. He's been Ajax manager for 4 years, and I like the way he develops young players. He's got a contract with Ajax until 2023. Before Ajax, he managed Utrecht. Before Utrecht, he managed Bayern Munich's reserve team. And before then, he managed Go Ahead Eagles. Michael Carrick, he's been in charge of Manchester United for 2 games. Obviously, he was in charge when Man United beat Villarreal 2-0 last week. He was also in charge yesterday when Manchester United drew 1-1 with Chelsea. You know, Carrick could still remain in charge for the game against Arsenal. Carrick did get announced as the interim manager when Manchester United sacked Solskjaer. Manchester United sacked Solskjaer following the 4-1 defeat to Watford. And as you all know, Solskjaer gave a farewell interview. And he got emotional in that farewell interview, which is understandable because Solskjaer adores the club and he was part of the club for a long time. You know, he was Manchester United manager for almost 3 years. And Solskjaer endured 11 years as a player for Man United. So that's almost 14 years in total. Despite Man United sacking Solskjaer, all United fans still adore him, reflecting on what he did for the club. Solskjaer is a club legend. He always will be a club legend. Manchester United paid Solskjaer around $7.5 million because revert back to the summer, Solskjaer signed a new 3-year contract with an option of a further year. Manchester United should have never give him that contract because I knew for a long time that he wasn't the long-term manager for Man United. Manchester United didn't really want to sack Solskjaer, but they had no choice in the end. You know, Solskjaer was the 4th permanent manager to be sacked since Ferguson, because since Ferguson, Manchester United sacked David Moyes after 10 months. We sacked Louis van Gaal after 2 years, despite him winning the FA Cup. We sacked Jose Mourinho after 2.5 years, despite him winning 3 trophies in his first season. Mourinho did enjoy 1 good season at Man United, and of course Manchester United sacked Solskjaer. But hopefully now, under Ralf Rangnick, we're going to get the best out of these group of players, because he is good players at Manchester United. But in the last few months of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial tenure, you know, we weren't getting the best out of the players. And obviously, the players weren't playing under Solskjaer, were they? But look who we've got in the team. You know, you've got the best player in the world overall in Cristiano Ronaldo. Surprisingly, Ronaldo didn't start against Chelsea yesterday. He was on the bench, but he did come on in the game. Ronaldo scored in the 2-0 win against Villarreal. It was a lovely chipped goal as well, but the goal from Ronaldo came from a mistake from the Villarreal goalkeeper. Ronaldo also got an assist in the game against Watford. So since Ronaldo re-signed for Man United, he's scored 10 goals in all competitions, and he's provided 2 assists. You know, Ronaldo has won 32 major trophies in his playing career, including 5 Ballon d'Ors. Ronaldo's got a contract with Man United until 2023. And Ronaldo receives £480,000 a week, so he's the highest earner at Man United. He wears that number 7 shirt, and we got him for 19.8 million with add-ons included. Man United paid around 12.8 million up front. He's got back-to-back awards, Ronaldo, since he re-signed, because he got named Player of the Month for October. He also got named Premier League Player of the Month for September. We've also got Mason Greenwood. That's a talented player. Greenwood hasn't been available recently because he's been out with COVID. Greenwood has scored, 4 goals in the league so far this season. He scored a stunning goal in the 4-2 defeat to Leicester earlier on this season. At one point though, Greenwood did go a while without scoring. But Greenwood has been a revelation since he broke into our senior squad. Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. He's been a United player since the age of 7, and last season Greenwood signed a new 4-year contract with the club. Most of the time Greenwood plays on the right wing when he plays. As for Jadon Sancho, he's a good player. We are now starting to get the best out of Sancho. He's done well in his last 2 games. You know, he's got 2 goals for Manchester United. And against Chelsea, he scored his first Premier League goal. The goal came from a mistake from Jorginho. Sancho scored in the 2-0 win against Villarreal. When we had Solskjaer, Manchester United could not get the best out of Sancho because Solskjaer was playing him out of position. And there again, there was quite a few games Sancho didn't even play in under Solskjaer. Manchester United got Sancho for 78 million, with add-ons included. We paid around 73 million up front. He's got a contract with Man United till June 2026. There's an option of a further year. You've got Marcus Rashford. That's also a good player as well. I thought he did well in the second half against Chelsea yesterday, but he wasn't that good in the first half. I thought he made an impact when he came on against Villarreal last week. He had a very good chance from a tight angle, produced a good save from the Villarreal goalkeeper. Don't forget, at one point Rashford was out with a shoulder injury for a while, and at one point he had to have an operation on his shoulder. Most of the time Rashford plays on the left wing. There again, he was playing up top with Sancho yesterday. Rashford's mostly effective from the left wing. I think he's better on the left wing than he is on the right wing and up top. Rashford's been part of the club for a long time. He's been a United player since the age of 7. And he's been in our senior squad since 2016. And Rashford's got a contract with Man United until 2023. You've got Edison Cavani. That's also good as well. But Cavani initially lost his place in the team with the arrival of Ronaldo last summer. Cavani is out with injury still. He was out with injury earlier on this season. Cavani's got under a year left on his Man United contract. Revert back to May, he signed that 1-year contract extension. This season is Cavani's second full season at Man United. Man United got Cavani on a free transfer from PSG. You've got Bruno Fernandes. That's also a very, very good player as well, but he has had poor games this season. Played against Chelsea yesterday. I thought defensively he was good, but didn't show much attacking intent. Fernandes didn't start in the 2-0 win against Villarreal. It was Van der Beek that started in that number 10 ahead of Fernandes in the game against Villarreal, but Fernandes came on in that game and he made an impact because he got an assist. Fernandes though starts the vast majority of Manchester United's games. He's one of the best signings we've made since Ferguson retired. Man United got Fernandes from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. He's been a United player for almost 2 years now. He has won awards reflecting on his good performances. Earlier on this season he did make it clear that he wants to stay at Man United. And when he first came to Man United, he said, "I've come to Manchester to win trophies." He's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further 12 months. Van der Beek, he's also a good player as well. I don't want Donny van der Beek to leave in January. Towards the end of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's managerial tenure though, Van der Beek did confirm that he wants to leave in January, but hopefully under Ralf Rangnick, Van der Beek will get the opportunities that he was demanding under Ole, but he didn't get them opportunities he was demanding under Ole, so reflecting on that, he was frustrated. Van der Beek didn't start against Chelsea yesterday, but he did come on. He did start against Villarreal and he put a good performance out. He came on in the 4-1 defeat to Watford and he made an instant impact because he scored in that game. That's Van der Beek's second goal for the club. Van der Beek's been at Manchester United for over a year and a half now. This season is his second full season. Manchester United got him for 40 million. Add-ons included, paid around 35 million up front. There was 5 million in add-ons. Van der Beek's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option of a further year. And he's versatile. He can play in 3 different roles. You've got Paul Pogba. That's also a good player as well. Not only a good player, he's an imperative player. Revert back to the start of the season, Pogba did well. So far in the league this season, Pogba's got 7 assists. He produced good performances for Man United in the last couple of months of last season. But at one point last season, he was out with a thigh injury for a while. Pogba, he's out for the rest of the year because Pogba's now got a thigh injury. Revert back to earlier on in the season, he suffered the thigh injury in France training. And revert back to earlier on this season, it said Manchester United are prepared to sell Paul Pogba in the January transfer window. Pogba's contract at Man United expires next summer. Before the start of this season, he rejected a new Man United contract offer. Pogba's had a long-running transfer saga. He's been relentlessly linked with Real Madrid. He's also been linked with his former club Juventus. He did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus before he rejoined Man United. PSG have been in for him before. Barcelona have been in for him before, and so too with Inter Milan. Mino Raiola, who's Pogba's agent, he's been working hard now for quite some time to get his client a move away from the football club. Manchester United paid 89 million for Pogba, so reflecting on that, is our most expensive signing at the moment. He's won 3 trophies at the club so far, and this season is Pogba's 6th season at Man United since he rejoined. We had him when he was a lot younger under Ferguson, but we had to let him go due to limited appearances. You've got Alex Telles, that's also a good left back. Telles has done really well recently. I thought he was very good against Chelsea yesterday. Defensively good, and he showed some good attacking intent and he got into some good positions. Also played very well in the 2-0 win against Villarreal. Telles has only been playing recently because Luke Shaw's not been available. And like I said, Telles will only play when Shaw's not available. Earlier on this season, Telles was out with injury. The reason we brought him in was to provide competition for Shaw. Man United got Telles for around 15.4 million with add-ons included. Last year we got him from Porto. Luke Shaw, he's a good left back, but he hasn't proven how good he can be this season. Luke Shaw's been terrible this season, and I'm shocked in that aspect because last season Luke Shaw was superb. He was far superior last season to how he has been so far this season. I'm sure at some point this season he will regain his form. As you all know, Shaw's recently been out with a head injury. He got this head injury in the 4-1 defeat to Watford. Shaw's been our first choice left back for a while, and he's been at Manchester United for 7.5 years now. So he's been a long-serving player. He is injury prone, which is a concern. Shaw's got under 2 years left on his contract at Man United. And then you've got Eric Bailly. That's a good centre-half as well. Bailly played against Chelsea yesterday, put a very good performance out. That was his 4th appearance so far this season. You know, Bailly played in the 2-0 defeat to Man City. I thought he was poor in that one. He played in the 2-2 draw against Atalanta. He was good in that one. And he played in the Cup against West Ham earlier on this season, and he was good in that one. Bailly doesn't get regular game time though, does he? You know, the only reason Bailly played yesterday is because Maguire was suspended, plus Varane's injured. The only element of concern about Bailly is injury prone, so in that aspect is a liability. Towards the end of last season, he signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's an option of a further year. He's been at the club now for a good 5.5 years. Brought him in under the Mourinho era. Man United paid around £30 million for him from Villarreal. You know, you've got Varane. That's also a very good centre-half. And before he got the injuries, you know, I thought he had some good games. He had a couple of games where he looked off the pace. Varane, I think, is out for another 2 weeks with this hamstring injury. It's his second injury as a United player. Because revert back to earlier on this season, he had a groin injury. And he was out with that groin injury for a few weeks. It's a big miss for Man United. You know, Man United got Varane for 34 million. Well, that's what we paid up front. I think with add-ons included, it risen up to like 41 million. He's got a contract with Man United till 2025 as Varane, and there's an option of a further year. Varane to Man United was official just before kick-off against Leeds, which was the opening day. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, you know, he's very good defensively, but the attacking side of his game is not so good. There's certainly aspects of Aaron Wan-Bissaka's game that needs to improve. He played against Chelsea yesterday. I thought it was poor. You know, his positioning was poor. And he was the one that conceded the penalty because he fouled Thiago Silva in the 6-yard box. But there again, Bissaka put a good performance out in the 2-0 win against Villarreal. And you've obviously got David De Gea. That's a very, very good goalkeeper as well. He deserves credit. He's done really, really well so far this season. De Gea did well in the first half against Chelsea yesterday. He made some good saves to deny Hudson-Odoi. He denied Rudiger. And he also denied Hakim Ziyech. De Gea also made some world-class saves in the game against Villarreal last week. You know, revert back to last summer, De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back because he decided to cut short his holiday by 2 weeks to fight for the starting place. And De Gea did say at that point he's determined to fight for his Man United future. This season is De Gea's 11th season at Man United. He's been a very long servant. He's been with us since the Ferguson era, and he has won everything domestically at the football club, and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. He's made over 300 appearances in the Premier League. He's got under 2 years left on his Man United contract, and he receives £375,000 a week. I think Henderson's a good goalkeeper as well, but obviously Henderson doesn't get in goal now because De Gea reclaimed that number 1 spot back last summer. Henderson's only been in goal for 1 game so far this season. That was West Ham in the Cup, but at one point Henderson was out with COVID for a while. At one point last season though, Henderson got the number 1 jersey, and I think he did well in a lot of the games he was in goal for last season. So there you go, there's very good players at Manchester United. But you know, we've got quite a few players that don't even get in our team. You know, you've got Dean Henderson that doesn't get in goal now. I'm reflecting on that. Henderson wants a loan move away from Man United next year. You know, Tom Heaton doesn't get in there. Obviously, Man United brought Tom Heaton in as a backup. To Tom Heaton's credit though, he did well in pre-season before the start of the Premier League season. Man United got Tom Heaton on a free transfer from Aston Villa. And I think he signed a 2-year contract with an option of a 3rd year. You know, Tellez doesn't really get in the team. You know, Tellez is only playing at the moment because Shaw's not being available. But once Shaw's back, you know, Tellez won't get in. You know, Bai doesn't really get in the team either. Dalot, he's another one that doesn't get in the team. You know, Dalot will only play if Wan-Bissaka's not available. Dalot is our backup right back to Bissaka. Jesse Lingard, he's another one that doesn't really get in the team. Lingard did come on though against Chelsea yesterday. Lingard's only made one start this season, that was West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Lingard's future at Man United is in doubt anyway, after talks over a new contract collapsed. His contract at Man United expires next summer. Not so long ago it said Lingard could leave Man United for just 10 million. Van der Beek, you know, he doesn't get a lot of starts either. You know, Juan Mata, you know, he doesn't get in the team. He'll be leaving next year, Mata. Amad Diallo, he doesn't get in the team. He has made a few first team appearances. Revert back to that point, I said Amad Diallo looks a good asset for the first team squad. You know, Martial, he's another one that doesn't get in the team, but surprisingly enough, he started on the left-hand side against Villarreal last week. Jones, he's another one, I almost forgot to mention it. Yeah, he's another one that doesn't get in the team either, and I think he's leaving Man United next year. So anyway guys, on my next video I'll be giving you the preview for the Man United Arsenal game. Tell me what you think to the news on Ralf Rangnick. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. My channel name is Red Devil 24, and take care, God bless. See you all again soon.